Join me as I challenge myself to stay positive for an entire week and see what kind of crazy things happen along the way. So, I decided to take on this challenge of being positive for a whole week, and I have to say, it was a wild ride. I thought it would be easy, just wake up every morning, put on a smile, and boom, positivity all day. But, as it turned out, it wasn't that simple. At first, it was hard to even get out of bed, not because I wasn't motivated, but because my brain kept telling me, what's the point? It was like, I knew I had to do this, but my brain was fighting against it. And when I finally did get out of bed, I had to constantly remind myself to stay positive, to focus on the good things. It was exhausting, to be honest. I felt like I was walking on eggshells, trying not to think about anything negative, anything that would bring me down. And the pressure was immense, because if I slipped up even once, I'd feel like I failed. It was like, I was constantly on edge, waiting for the other shoe to drop. I started to feel like I was living in a bubble of positivity, where everything was sugar-coated and perfect. And it was scary, because I knew it wasn't real. I knew that at any moment, something would pop the bubble and I'd be back to reality. So, I tried to focus on the little things, like the sunshine, the birds singing, the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. And for a while, it worked. I felt happy, carefree, like nothing could touch me. But then, things started to get real. I remember one day, I was driving to work, and someone cut me off. Normally, I would have gotten angry, honked the horn, maybe even given them the finger. But I didn't. I took a deep breath, counted to 10, and let it go. And you know what? It felt amazing. I felt like I had finally mastered this positivity thing. But then, something happened that made me realize that being positive all the time isn't always the answer. I'll get to that in a minute. I started to notice that people were treating me differently, like they didn't know how to react to this new, positive me. They would make jokes, trying to get a rise out of me, but I wouldn't bite. And it was uncomfortable, because they didn't know how to handle it. It was like, I was speaking a different language or something. One day, I was talking to a friend, and she was going through a tough time. And I tried to be positive, to tell her that everything would be okay, that the sun would come out tomorrow. But she just looked at me, like, you don't get it, do you? And I realized, I didn't. I wasn't being real, I wasn't being authentic. The pivotal moment came when I was talking to my mom. She was going through a rough patch, and I was trying to be positive, to tell her that everything would work out. But she stopped me, and said, you know, sometimes, it's okay to not be okay. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I realized, I had been so focused on being positive, that I forgot that it's okay to feel down sometimes. That's when everything shifted. I realized, I didn't have to be positive all the time. I could be real, I could be authentic, I could be me. And that's when things started to fall into place. I started to feel like myself again, like I wasn't living in a bubble. So, what did I learn from this experience? I learned that positivity is great, but it's not always the answer. Sometimes, you need to feel the negativity, to process it, to deal with it. And that's okay. I learned that it's okay to not be okay, and that's a powerful thing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've ever tried to stay positive for an extended period of time, I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below. And if you want to watch another video on positivity, I'll link it in the description box. See you in the next video.